Hey guys, Josh, the alien you call God here on Twitch, the Arbiter of Cool on YouTube and Instagram, back again today with another list of the best music from 2025. Today we're doing the top 25 punk rock albums of 2025. Um, Pretty decent year for punk. There was a lot of good albums. I could have easily done probably 50. I just don't have time to stream at night before other people that live with me go to bed. So I had to whittle it down to 25. Really happy with these 25 features on the list today. All great, all really consistently good albums from start to finish. Yeah, if you haven't watched any of my other lists, I did EPs a couple days ago, punk EPs. I also did emo, post punk, and ska. I have like post hardcore, hardcore, metalcore, and noise rock, and a couple other things coming up. So yeah, stay tuned and thank you for coming to watch. I appreciate the people from r slash punk rock and r slash skate punkers. Fuck the people from r slash punk. I literally like posted this and they banned me for spamming. I was like, dude, I posted in 3 places, all punk related, uh, all punk related, Reddits, and I mean, it's not like I'm posting every one there. I just posted the one that specifically relates there. It didn't break any rules or anything. So fuck the people at r slash punk. You're a bunch of fucking goofs. But everybody else on Reddit, super fucking cool. Thank you for watching. We're gonna start with a band from Barcelona, number 25. They are called Fast Loud, and the album is called Rice Again. I actually thought this band was Japanese when I was like before I looked it up, because like it just seems like an album cover that would pertain to a Japanese band. But no, this band is from Barcelona, Spain. But they're really cool, man. Just pretty much just like skate punk. I don't even know what else to say. And I'm gonna play you a song, the opening track off the album called A New Disease.
One man, two thoughts, a solution that I forgot. Three strangers, four looks, every second is shaking your roots. Five answers, six lies, the kid is starting to cry. 7 roads, 8 miles, you spent a life in a dive. Humanity has let you down. Poetry where you can be found. Using anger as a weapon, society's creating a new disease. Prescribing new pills is not growing up. We don't have to say it, you know what this is. Your walls are cracking now. Your house is going down. Darkness and fire are tied by the same wire. The monster inside your head just want to become friends. And this time the rider
Yeah, some great skate punk with a little bit of ska thrown in there. I'm rocking my Suicide. Whoops, other side. Fucking mirrors. Rocking my Suicide Machines shirt to represent that. Yeah, I love this album. Is really good, man. Just such a good album to fucking throw on and rock out to. Yeah, number 25, starting it off. Fast Loud Race Again from Barcelona, Spain, kicking off our top 25 punk albums of 2025. Really good year for punk. Stoked to bring you some, hopefully, new bands to discover. If not, some bands you already know that you love. Um, but we're just gonna keep it rocking along because stream's gonna be a couple hours. Luckily, the punk songs are pretty short, so it makes the streams for the punk ones a little more succinct than, like, for example, the noise rock one where all the songs are like 10 minutes long. But yeah, we're gonna keep it going and go to Montreal, Quebec, for the band Dutch Nuggets. They had a new album. Whoops, they had a new album out. Oh my god, what the fuck is going on here? Called Fishbowl, and I like this album cover, man. I like me a nice collage, man. I love me a nice collage. Pretty cool album cover. More skate punk. Pretty sure this is on. They on People of Punk Rock Records, or I'm pretty sure they're on either People of Punk Rock Records or Thousand Islands. I'm not sure which one, but I would assume so, considering they're a Quebec band. But I'm going to play you the song Ignorance is Bliss, which is the opening track on the album. Yeah, just some solid fucking skate punk out of Montreal. I would say Montreal and Quebec in general is one of the um, skate punk capitals of the world. Just or maybe Quebec in general, just because you got bands like Mute, you got bands like Dutch Nuggets, you got a ton of great bands. You got Pooza Fest featuring a lot of these bands. You got two great skate punk oriented uh, music labels and Thousand Island Records and People of Punk Rock Records from there, and just an all around, you know, I don't want to say the capital of punk rock in the world, but it's one of the best punk rock cities in the world for sure. Also, if you didn't know, the second skate video ever made was made in Montreal. You can go look it up. I think it's on the NFB. The guy who made it's kind of fucked up. He's not like a good guy, but like it's a very cool. It's a very interesting video. It's from like 1960s or something like that. But yeah, number 24 on our list, Dutch Nuggets Fishbowl out of Montreal, Quebec. For number 23, we are going to Paris, France, to the band. Union Jack, and they have a new album out called Acid Serenades, and I am going to play you the song The Cracks. And I really love this band because they got like kind of like two vocalists and got really sick vibes. A little bit more garagey sound, but still a sick skate punk band. Yeah, man, that album is killer, man. That album is so good. Love the dueling vocals. the leads are kind of buried in like the kind of the mix, but like that is, I feel like it's a bit of an underrated album. Really good stuff. Union Jack, Acid Serenades, out of Paris, France, number 23 on our list of the top 25 punk albums of 2025. For number 22, we're going to Fontana, California. Oops, back out here to Scott Sellers. I love everything that this guy does, man. This guy's been putting out some killer fucking albums, a little bit more pop punky, but still that melodic punk, skate punk kind of vibe going on. This one's called One and wait, hold on. Let me get this right because there's a whole bunch of ands. It's kind of a weird one. Let me open this up, slide this over. Oops, my fucking god, dude. One and one and three and so it's kind of like a musical count. But yeah, he's out of Fontana, California. I'm pretty sure he does it all himself. Hold on, let me see. I'm not sure if he does all the. Does Scott Sellers do all the instruments himself? Let's see what we got here. This one's not on his Bandcamp, but he's got a Bandcamp. But this album doesn't seem to be on it, even though his user image. So this is on. This image is the Judge from his first album, and it's also the conductor from his album Strings. So it's a guy on the cover is a recurring character, and I am honestly, let me click on an album and see. I really like Mercy Street, his last album from 2023, and I'm trying to see if he does everything himself. I honestly can't tell. So I'm thinking that he plays all the instruments himself, but he might have a backing band. I'm honestly not sure. But yeah, out of Fontana, California, Scott Sellers, one and one and three and which is the new album's name, and we are going to play the song Now or Never for you.
In this faded picture, I recognize the world I left behind. Since I stepped into this reality, it seems like logic's
as you can see, pretty heavy, like less like the punk less than Jake vibes. But yeah, a little bit pop punky, but love me some Scott Sellers. Love me some Scott Sellers, and yeah, he's been putting out banger albums almost every year or two, and he's got a shitload of them. So definitely go check him out out of Fontana, California. Number 22 on our list of top 25 punk albums of 2025. For number 21, we are going for some garage punk. Um, kind of like, I guess, like almost comedic kind of stuff. And I just realized now, this is the band Strawberry Fuzz, by the way. The album I'm featuring is called Miller's Garage. They are from Los Angeles, California. So three Cali bands in a row. Wait, three Cali bands in a row? Or no, sorry, no, two Cali bands in a row. Two Cali bands in a row. But I just realized now that they put out two albums, both in May. So one was released May 15th. When was the other one released? Were they released on the exact same freaking date? So one was released on May 15th and one was released on May 28th. So I must have found them around the May 15th one and not even realized, because who puts out friggin' two albums 13 days apart? That's actually crazy. But I haven't even listened to the other one. So the other one's called Strong's Drive. But yeah, I'm featuring Miller's Garage here. Super catchy, fun, kind of silly stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna play you the song "Way Too Fast," and maybe go check out Strong's Garage on their Bandcamp, because it's probably also good. I would assume, if this is pretty damn good. 13 days apart though, two fucking albums. Damn, it's pretty ambitious there. But yeah, Strawberry Fuzz, Miller's Garage, number 21 on our list, out of Los Angeles, California. This is Way Too Fast.
I'm going way too fast. I'm going way too fast. I'm going way too. Wednesdays again. Talk to myself till I walk off the ledge. Never know what I'm gonna say. Get off the sidewalk, get out my way. Bloody nose, and I'm still licking back. Dominoes, till I make my money back. Keep up, you can't keep up. Keep up. I'm going way too fast. I'm going way too fast. I'm going way too. Bottles and models and more. Crash on the couch, am I still on the tour? Everyone's split, I can't find my phone. I'm begging the cops to take me back home. Bloody nose, and I'm still licking back. Dominoes, till I make my money back. Keep up, you can't keep up. Keep up. I'm going way too fast. I'm going way too fast. I'm going way too. Bullets, guns, tits, and gambling. Lockjaw, chainsaw, barricade, lemonade, Colts and cops. The tabloids, steroids. Keep up, you can't keep up. I'm going way too fast. 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 Wednesdays again. I'm going way too fast. Keep up, can't keep up. I'm going way too fast.
Yeah, like I said, kind of, a little bit. I guess that's a little bit poppy, but like, yeah, just some like, fun, fucking punk rock, man. Strawberry Fuzz, really cool fucking band out of Los Angeles, Miller's Garage. Go check them out. They also have a second album, Strong's Drive, which apparently they released 13 days after this one. I just found out. But yeah, number 21 on our list of top 25 punk albums of 2025. I'm trying to find out where the next band is from. Give me 1 second. I believe they are from. Looks like they're from Yes, Nashville, Tennessee. Okay, Nashville, Tennessee. This is the band Second Self, and they play gritty kind of punk rock that really reminds me. Wait, hold on a second. I missed one. They're number 19. My bad. Number 20 is number 20 is Elway. my fault. Elway plays like definitely like a just a typical style of melodic punk. Where's Elway from? Elway is from Fort Collins, Colorado. The new album is called Nobody's Going to Heaven, and it's just okay. My OBS stalled there, so it was just my face, like with mouth agape open there. Hopefully it's still working. Everything's still working here, but yeah. Elway plays just like a very solid brand of melodic punk, and it's like just a good album from start to finish. Like every song on this is really good. It's probably like featured too low here, but I'm more I'm more inclined to appreciate a little bit of faster and technical punk rock styles, akin to like skate punk and stuff like that. But I still love me some like more indie leaning or alt rock leaning melodic punk, all the same. But which I would say Elway falls in, corresponds with. But yeah, I'm going to play you the song Laugh Track off of the new album. Just let me, actually, no, just do it from here. And yeah, we'll come back and keep on going on the list. This is number 20, Elway, Nobody's Going to Heaven, out of Fort Collins, Colorado.
Evening of March 19th, 16 and clueless in 2003. At my friend Dylan's in the basement, smoking ditch weed on the sneak. Upstairs his uncle parents watch TV. Waited for the speech to end. Came upstairs, two cops and vodka from the cabin. Found his parents crying, standing there instead, dancing slow to some song by the Grateful Dead. It's our folklore to inherit the war and pay it forward. Came of age, feeling saddled with that shame. 20 years gone and so much of everything is still the same. Except the deserts turn to glass and dollars turn to pocket change. And the target of the shifting blame, deny involvement while the laugh track rolls. Put it on a yard sign, let your neighbors all know. Bullets as deeply us as is our very flesh and blood, now let it go. They know we're progress.
Yeah, really good vibes, man. Like, it's probably one of the better storytelling albums on the list today, because every song on this album tells a very clear story. Also has a little bit of, I would say, like a very slight, even alt country vibe going on. Like, it's almost like Lucero meets Hot Water Music or something like that. The guy's got a little bit of a Chuck Reagan style voice as well. But yeah, I actually really love this album, and I kind of slept on it for a while, and then came back to it, and I was like, yeah, this is. It had it below the 25, and I had to put it up in the 25 easily, because this is just such a good album. But yeah, number 20 on our list. Elway from Fort Collins, Colorado. Nobody's going to heaven. Number 19, I kind of spoiled already. It's the band Second Self, from Nashville, Tennessee. They play a very gritty style of punk rock, which reminds me of the Almighty Trigger Happy, like a lot. They remind me. Almighty Trigger Happy is one of my favorite bands of all time, because I'm from Southern Ontario, and they're from the Toronto area. I worked with Al at my job, and for a bit there, and they have a new album called Grape Soda and Gasoline, and I am going to play you the title track off of that album.
Wasn't often said to fudge it up and leave the rest for dead. Simple arithmetic can balance out these senseless politics. The idiots, they fill the street, they run the universities. The inequality between the masses and the rich elite is all a shame. But then who gives a fuck? Them miseries, those send as a happiness, it has a price. The penny was spinning in the middle of the light. The bills someday. All the ways we're broken today. Posted on display. Grape soda and gasoline. We pay to fuel this misdirected machine. Grape soda and gasoline. Do say she. All the ways we're broken today. Posted on display. Grape soda and gasoline. We pay to fuel this misdirected machine. Grape soda and gasoline runs through our veins. It runs through our
Yeah, man, that in absence of a new Trigger Happy album, this is a wonderful find, and it makes me salivate for some new Trigger Happy, because I know Al's been trying to, get new people to. I'm not sure if he's writing new music, but he's definitely trying to organize. He's definitely starting to play shows in my area, at least in Southern Ontario. But yeah, Second Self, The Current Descent, Nashville, Tennessee. Really fucking sick band. If you are a fan of the Almighty Trigger Happy, definitely go check them out because they will definitely be up your alley, as you heard. Number 19 on our list of top 25 punk albums of 2025. For number 18, we are going to Azuwakamatsu, Japan, for a band that has not released an album in 19 years, which is crazy. I just got to download the album cover. I forgot to do that. 1 second. Save image. We will go to folder 18. Save. Okay. It's the band Engrave. Engrave is a Japanese band that put out some albums in, like, I think the last album they put out was in like 2002 or something like that. They are back. They are on People of Punk Rock Records out of Quebec. And this album is absolutely fucking killer. Well worth the wait of 19 years. If you're so I'm sure a lot of you aren't even familiar with this band because they haven't been around, but definitely go check them out. They have a Bandcamp page with all their old releases on it. The new release is on the People of Punk Rock Records Bandcamp page. Definitely go check it out because it is fucking awesome. And I'm going to play you the song Cancerous Country.
With a base reality, spread a voice of mental comprehension. Sound bites and the scanners in the papers. We seek a searching for the truth in the mysteries. Who will the prize? The secrets stay inside. Countless country. Break this society before we change our minds. Countless country. We find us to breathe. Like neurosis in society, the perfect system with areas of secrets, the pride and prejudice, hopes and reactions, bring us confusion, this festival of history. They make the crimes, increasing through inside. Countless country, break this society before we change our minds. Countless country, we fight us to be.
Yeah, kind of like the Japanese version of Bad Religion, right? But yeah, really cool band, really cool album. Love. It's only, I believe. Oh no, it's 10 tracks. 10 tracks. And pretty fucking good from start to finish, man. So glad to see that they're back. Happy to give them some love on the list. Number 18 of our top 25 punk albums of 2025, Engraved from Aizu Wakamatsu, Japan, or Aizu Wakamatsu, Japan. I apologize. But yeah, really cool album. Like I said, for fans of Bad Religion. Number 17 is a kind of an interesting band. They're called Pride Bowl. Their new album's called Convergence. They are also on People of Punk Rock Records out of Quebec City, Quebec. And what makes this band interesting is that the singer, Aaron Goulding, is from Newport Beach, California, but the entire band is from Varberg, Sweden. So I do believe that they originally started in Sweden, but I think they might now play out of California. I'm gonna see who's Aaron Goulding. If he was in another band, I feel like he must have been in another band before. Punk rock. Yeah, maybe he wasn't. Oh yeah, he was in He was in the band Setbacks. That's right. Okay. Oh wait. Yeah. Oh, or maybe not. Maybe Setbacks is a kind of a. Okay, Setbacks is Aaron Goulding, which on vocals, and Juan Delange, who's the owner of People of Punk Rock Records. So, if you be really nice, if you ever order something from People of Punk Rock Records and be really nice to the guy, he'll send you a fuckload of CDs for free. I kind of messaged him. I was like, hey bro, can I save on shipping if I just send you an e-transfer instead of paying with credit card and stuff like that? And he sent me like fucking 10 free CDs and a bunch of stickers and stuff. I ordered some t-shirts and some skate decks and stuff, and he sent me a bunch of Setback CDs, and they're really good. So I didn't realize he was in that band, but that kind of explains why he sent them. But yeah, Pride Bowl, Convergence, just more great Swedish California skate punk. The album is Convergence, and I am going to play you the song Disconnected.
Don't know where to start or where I am anymore. Everything in the time the evening sky goes whizzing by. An electric current, I am connected, perfectly disabled, distorted distractions. I am disconnected. I'm not alone, but society makes me feel that way. I feel like a drone, unable to break away. Empathy, that's all we long for. An understanding that we're not out of reach. Tenderly addressing the issues, uncaringly and recklessly abandoning me. I kick the beat when history's a repeat, unfolding the withering demise of what's meant to be. Circles upon circles of so-called trust. Stress our promise, our hearts will turn to dust. Disconnected. Unused, meaningless, and expired bag of meat. Depression a society can't defeat. Out of that truth lies conspiracy delight. I feel like an unwritten bite. Disconnected. I'm not alone, but society makes me feel that way. I feel like a drone, unable to break away. Empathy, that's all we long for. An understanding that we're not out of reach. Tenderly addressing the issues, uncaringly and recklessly abandoning me.
Yeah, you can kind of sense like the like this a little bit of Satanic Surfers vibe going on there, but yeah, also like almost like a little bit of like Satanic Surfers meets Bad Religion. They also kind of got a little bit of a Bad Religion vibe there too. But yeah, really great album. Pride Bowl Convergence on People of Punk Rock Records out of Quebec City, Quebec. Number 17 on our list. Aaron Goulding from Newport Beach, California, and all his bandmates from Varberg, Sweden. Interesting project, interesting international project there. It's not something you see every day. But yeah, great album across the board. For number 16, we are going to Atlanta, Georgia, for a band that I hadn't heard before. They're a new band to me. I do have to download the album cover. Give me 1 second. They are called The Carolyn, and they have a new album out called Pyramid Scheme of Grief. And I really like this album. Songs are quite short. It's interesting because it's kind of like a mellow alt rock leaning style of punk, but has very short songs, which you typically expect from like a very fast-paced kind of punk. But this album is really fucking solid. I kind of just happened upon it when downloading stuff, and glad I found it because I hadn't heard of this band before, and it's one of my favorite like new discoveries of 2025 in the punk rock realm, because most of the other bands I've heard of previously and kind of like follow, and so I know when they're releasing stuff. But yeah, it's always great to discover a new band. So if you haven't heard of the Carolyn, hopefully you will enjoy them and have discovered a new band just like I did. But this is the song Nosebleeds off of Pyramid Scheme of Grief.
It's the usual Sunday fare. You can call my name and only dust appears. I got comfortable clothes and my rum and coke. An unassuming love affair between the hangovers and I don't care. It's a prison break with my dirty blanket robe. Cast curses on the world week. It's Saturday, nervous nosebleed. Bottles piled so deep. Searching something late at night to help me sleep through a midnight daydreams. Cast curses on the work week. Saturday, nervous nosebleed. Bottles piled deep and lost in the weeds. Wondering why we crossing the compass straight through our midnight daydreams. The usual Sunday fare. You could call my name and only dust appears. I got comfortable clothes and my rum and coke. An unassuming love affair between the hangovers and I don't care. It's a prison break with my dirty blanket roll.
Yeah, just like really it's just like a solid melodic punk album. I don't know what else much to say, but I do love this album. If you're fans of if you're a fan of bands like I guess like the Flatliners, more modern era stuff, you would uh, really enjoy this album. Yeah, great fucking album. The Carolyn Pyramid Scheme of Grief out of Atlanta, Georgia. Number 16 on our list of top 25 punk albums of 2025. We're going to keep it moving along for a band called Murder Maids. They have a new album called Gloom. It looks like they're out of Trondheim, Norway, but just let me make sure I got the right band. because they don't have this album on their Bandcamp. Yeah, it does look like they are from Trondheim, Norway. Um, and yeah, this is another like just really good fucking album, man. And from start to finish, another band that I'd not heard of, kind of new discovery for me this year. And I am going to play you the song uh, Wakizashi uh, off of the new album Gloom by Murder Maids.
Sweet cocktail blend, 5 cups back on it again. Working for a gangster system, crash hotels we don't listen. Put crowd up in a mug, any boy you gonna drink that up. JT sweet deep down from blood, we're about to fuck your mind up. Fuck your mind up.
Yeah, man, it's such a killer album. Kind of like reminds me a little bit of like Hot Water Music, with like a little bit of like melodic hardcore mixed in, right? painting some minis to finish up the night. Figured I could find some new music while I'm at it. Hey, man, dude, I thank you. I appreciate you tuning in. Um, and I hope you find some like something new that you love, man. That's why I do this. I listen to a lot of albums. I know people like a lot of people don't have the time or resources to search out and find new music. I listened to like I probably listened to over 800 full albums last year, and so I love the I love to I don't give them like tons of listens because I listen to so much new music. I don't even listen to old music anymore. Like I listen to so much new music that I love to revisit it at the end of the year or the beginning of the new year and pick out my favorites. And then if I can share them with people who appreciate that, then hey, that's great. If you don't care, then you don't have to you don't have to listen, right? So I don't understand why some people get like mad when I post it on Reddit or something like that. I'm just like, bro, like just don't even click. Well, like just scroll fucking by it if you don't care, right? What's your problem, man? Like why are you trying to like shit on me, man? Like why even waste your energy, right? But yeah, hot water music's amazing. I'm from Southern Ontario, so hot water music comes around here a lot now because Chris from Flatliners plays in the band. So I'm a huge Chuck Reagan fan. Like I'm a musician myself, and I busk and I play like mostly originals, but Chuck Reagan's "The Boat" is one of the covers that I play. And Hot Water Music played Born and Raised a couple years ago, and I got to hang out with Chuck Reagan while watching Alexisonfire, and it was pretty fucking awesome. I was hanging out with the guys from Moneen, Chuck Reagan, and we were all watching Alexisonfire on the stage because I work as a stagehand. So it was like fucking a dream come true. There's nothing good coming out anymore. I mean, that's what I'm saying, right? It's like especially when you're older. Like I'm just turned 40, right? So like, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like people, when you're working a full time job and stuff like that, you like the people who are saying that there's no good music coming out anymore just don't have time to find that good music, right? Like the radio's not a thing anymore. And like you don't there's not really a place other unless you're hanging out on a place like Reddit where people are posting new stuff. It's really hard to find new music. So that's awesome, dude. That's amazing. That's really cool. Yeah, Soap Sadopes is saying Moneen stayed at his house 20 years ago, and as well as Choke. But that's amazing. Hey, the world needs more people like you that will give a band a place, a floor or a couch to crash on, especially when you're young. The dudes from Moneen are awesome. Like Kenny, Kenny's like a guitar tech, so I work with him on music festivals all the time, and he plays with. He also plays with Dashboard Confessional and stuff. So I see Kenny quite a bit, and like I must say that Kenny is one of the greatest performers of all time. But yeah, Murder Maids out of Trondheim, Norway. If you're a fan of hot water music, very very excellent new album. Number just caught up on Moneen this year, still making good. Well, they haven't put out anything in a while. They haven't put anything out in a while, but I just saw them about a month ago. Speaking of Moneen, and they did say that they are working on new music. So hopefully it comes out this year. If not, I would imagine it comes out early next year. But yeah, it's great to hear that Moneen, one of the greatest emo bands of all time, is gonna bring us something new. And I love when bands that have kind of gone on not really even gone on hiatus, but just haven't written anything in years, bring us something new. Like I featured Engrave a little bit ago, a Japanese band. They hadn't put out an album in 19 years. 19 fucking years. That's crazy. And then they come out with a pretty solid, release that's kind of like a Japanese version of Bad Religion, right? But yeah, I believe this was number 16 on our list or 15. Let me scroll up. Yeah, number 15 on our list, Murder Maids, Gloom out of Trondheim, Norway. Sick fucking album. For number 14, we are gonna go to. I also love this album. So this is Kicked into Teeth. Their new album is called what is it called? Where are we here? Um, oh yeah, Watling Street Chambers, and they are a hell of a lot like H2O. I'm also a huge fucking H2O fan. Saw H2O. What about D's? Oh, I got it. I got it. Yeah, you got me, bro. You got me. um, uh, yeah, kicked in the teeth. Yeah, good one, bro. Kicked in the teeth. Watling Street Chambers. I saw Hot Water Music for the. I mean, sorry, H2O for the first time at. I was supposed to see him one time before, but they can't. They were like an opening act for somebody, and then they didn't. They just like didn't show up for the gig. They canceled like 3 days before the gig and never showed up. So I was so pissed because I was basically going to see them. And but then I did catch them at Furnace Fest in 2024, which was absolutely insane. It was my favorite. They were my favorite band to play at Furnace Fest 2024. The crowd was absolute insanity. But yeah, kick in the teeth. Watling Street Chambers. I'm going to play you the opening track, which is called Savor the Victory. And just listen to how, reminiscent of H2O they really are.
The king is dead, or so I'm told. I heard the news on the radio, and I don't mind, 'cause hell is a place I can go. Familiar says I'm getting old. The truth is something I can't control. I'm feeling the weight of the world and it's crushing me. This is what you want to believe. These are darker nights. You don't give up. You fight the fight. What doesn't kill you, it makes you strong. Savor victory. The faces are changing constantly. My memory's fading, but that's okay. Rolling the dice, paying the price today. This is what you want to believe. Darker days, these are darker nights. You don't give up. You fight the fight. What doesn't kill you, it makes you strong. Savor victory. Savor the victory. The king is dead, so I'm told. The king is dead, so I'm told. The king is dead, so I'm told. This is what you want to believe. Darker days, these are darker nights. You don't give up. You fight the fight. What doesn't kill you, it makes you strong. Savor victory. Savor victory. Get down on your knees, start to pray for our friends and our family.
Yeah, those bass lines and those background vocals, like H2O by way of Cheshire, UK. So you got some Cheshire, New York hardcore, man. Such a killer fucking album. If you are a fan of H2O, definitely go check out Kicked Into Thief's new record, Watling Street Chambers, because it is a fucking banger album, dude. Number 14 on our list of top 25 albums from 2020, our punk albums from 2025. We'll keep it going. For number 13, we're going to St. Louis. Whoops, I got to download the fucking. We're going to St. Louis, Missouri, for the band Horror Section. Oh, I went off there. There it is. And it's really weird. So the album or the band's called Horror Section. the album is called Part 3 Return to Rot. You would really think that they are a horror punk band, but they are absolutely not. So I guess they are. They actually say they're a pop punk horror band. So I guess they are. It didn't seem to me like they inherently had horror oriented lyrics, but maybe I just wasn't paying attention enough. But yeah, I get up. Let me like yeah, I'm looking at the album titles. It doesn't seem like they're a horror punk band, but like they're definitely a really solid pop punk leaning melodic punk band. I generally don't feature pop punk bands in this in my punk rock lists because I consider pop punk a completely separate genre of music. But like so I wouldn't say this is inherently pop punk, but it is more pop punk leaning than a lot of the stuff that is on this list. Maybe closer to the band that sounded like Less Than Jake that I featured a little earlier. But yeah, this is a really good album. I was slightly confused because when I downloaded it, I was like completely expecting it to be a horror punk album, and I was just like, damn, this is not horror punk at all, even though everything about it screams horror punk. But yeah, I'm gonna play you the opening track, "Saw the Light," and just let you hear it for yourself because it's definitely not what you would think based on the name of the band and title of the album.
You had to run away from home to get some space apart from all the people that controlled your life and shape of things to come. I could have swore I lost my mind when I saw you out that late last night. My vision must have shifted. It's just not possible. And you saw the light, and it dawned on me. You weren't the person that I thought I knew. You saw the light, and it dawned on me. You weren't the person that I fell in love with. So now I'm sitting all alone, staring at the wall that won't reply to all the questions that I keep on asking no one. Like, why did you run out again? Your smile tricked me into thinking we were meant to be together for forever. But you saw the light, and it dawned on me. You weren't the person that I thought I knew. You saw the light, and it dawned on me. You weren't the person that I fell in love with. Oh no. You saw the light, and it dawned on me. You saw the light, and it dawned on me. You saw the light, and it dawned on me. You saw the light, and it dawned on me.
Yeah, kind of Ramones-ish, I guess you'd say. But yeah, that I mean, that's definitely like a pop punk song, I guess you would say. But a horror? Where's the horror come in? I just don't see it. But I love the band. I love the band. I haven't listened to part 2 or part 1 of whatever this trilogy of releases they have put forward is. So maybe they're more horror oriented, but I honestly just love this album, and it's not something I typically listen to. But this, just to be clear, if you haven't watched my list before, I am judging the albums holistically based on the entire album, not just the best tracks off the album. So if you like one track that I played earlier better than something that I played later, it's possible that that's like one of the, because oftentimes some of the bands will have like a couple banger tracks and then the rest of the album's just kind of mid. But I wouldn't say that's the case today because, like I said, I could have easily made a top 50 punk albums list. I just don't have time to play all the stuff because I'm working full time. So get off work, finish compiling the list, streaming it, and not bothering the people that live in the house above me. Try to get it all done before like 11 or 11:30 there, so everybody can sleep soundly. But yeah, so every album on the list today is pretty fucking solid from start to finish, which isn't always the case on the albums I put on these lists. But yeah, great album from Horror Section, Part 3, Return to Rot out of St. Louis, Missouri. I guess pop horror punk, but I would say horror in quotations. For number 12, we are going to Quebec City for a band called Drop It First, which is a skate punk band. Interestingly, I guess you would consider this part of the Battle of Quebec that I was talking about earlier, of Thousand Island Records versus People of Punk Rock Records. Intriguingly, Thousand Island Records is from Montreal. People of Punk Rock Records is from Quebec City. This band is from Quebec City, but they're on Thousand Island Records from Montreal. Why? I don't know. I'm just tagging the albums in Spotify as we go to hit on. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, I hope you're finding some shit that you love. Yeah, he's saying he's tagging the albums in Spotify so we can listen to them on future commutes. Yeah, these are all great albums. This one here particularly is more skate punk oriented, and we are going to be getting into this getting to the top of the list. We're gonna get to like some faster, more skate punk oriented stuff, but not everything is that. Not everything. There's one album that I really love, like close to the top. That's definitely not a skate punk album, but like I said, I'm more drawn towards faster, more technical skate punk kind of stuff, generally speaking. So those kind of albums would generally be at the top of my list. Although I will say, some of the bands that I'm classically, like I grew up listening to, will oftentimes be up there as well, which is going to be the case today, even though I consider them to be one of the best punk bands of all time, if not the best punk band of all time. I'm sure you know who it is, but we won't mention it until we get up there. But anyways, this is band Drop It First. Their new album is called Fundamentals. I am going to play you, let's see what they got going on there here. Yeah, the first track off the album, which is called Where the Wind Blows.
Now
Yeah, just solid Quebec skate punk. Drop it first. Fundamentals from Quebec City, Quebec. If you notice, it says PQ up in the comment section over there. That just means Province de Quebec, which is how they say it in French. Um, but they do say Quebec City is a very French town too. So it's surprising that they actually sing in English. But yeah, up there with bands like Mute and all the great Reset. Resets has the guy has had Pierre that went on to play in Simple Plan. Reset. So Reset was guaranteed the most disappointing album for me this year, 100% overall. Because I am the biggest Reset fan. I mail ordered the first Reset album from 2112 Records when I was like probably like 14 or 15 years old, and was in love with that album. Been a huge fan of Reset since. What's his name? Jolicoeur took over as the vocal when Pierre left for Simple Plan. Jolicoeur took over as the guitarist and singer, and I've loved every album. Like, I think the last album they put out was my favorite punk album of the year. But this one was just like so different. It wasn't like that fast technical skate punk that I've come to expect from them, and I'm not sure if it just disappointed me because it didn't live up to my expectations, or that I it just wasn't that good of an album. I'm not sure. It could be one or the other. But they put out a new album called Seven, and I highly recommend you go check it out because maybe you can judge for yourself. But if you haven't heard Reset before, definitely go listen to their older albums because they're one of the greatest Quebec punk bands of all time. I don't think these record labels would exist if it wasn't for that band. But yeah. I couldn't fathom making a best 25 or best punk albums of the year list without having Reset on it, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, it definitely didn't crack the top 25 this year, unfortunately. But maybe it's an album that I just have to go back and listen to more and more, and it will grow on me because that's what happened with this next album, and I'm probably underappreciating it by putting this next album at number 11. Oh, okay. It is the Broke Downs. Let's Tip the Landlord. I loved their last album from 2023, Maximum Khaki. I believe it was in the top 5 or 10 of my favorite punk albums of that year. But they kind of do their own thing. There's not another band that I think that they're kind of like. They're out of Chicago, Illinois. They're fucking awesome. And I am going to play you the song. I think they might be on one of these record labels as well, at least in Canada. I'm not sure if they're in a different label in the States. Best album to start for on Reset. Hold on, let me go look up the albums. Well, I would say the first one. Like oh wait, not the first. No Worries is the classic one. No Worries is like the from 1997. That's like the classic album that kind of like made them the popular band that they are. But let me. But then if you're looking for that was more like a political melodic punk album. But if you're looking for like their probably best album overall, No Resistance from 2021 for sure. Yeah, the kind of middle era stuff was hit or miss, but yeah, No Worries, can't go wrong with that. No Worries is an insane album. One of the greatest Canadian, or at least one of the classic Canadian punk rock albums of all time. And But yeah, No Resistance from 2021 is when they kind of went like took a more technical skate punk route, along the lines of like bands like Mute and stuff like that, which are also from Quebec. And like that was I'm pretty sure I put No Resistance at as the best album of the year, unless they came up against like maybe like Propaganda or something. Um, but yeah, such a good band. Um, but yeah, I don't know why the new album is called Seven, and I just don't. I just oh wait, it says that that's from last. It said it was released last year on Wikipedia, so I don't know why I listened to it this year. Maybe it did come out last year, and I just or it either came out in like really late December or something like that. It's possible, but anyways, for number 11, we're going to the Broke Downs. Let's Tip the Landlord from Chicago. Um, Absolutely killer fucking band. And I'm going to play you the title track, Let's Tip the Landlord. A lot of people's album of the year, by the way.
He took a risk based on market analysis. You want to flood, says it's a drip. Says it's barely trickling in. You gotta leave a tip. You gotta tip the landlord. It's getting tense. The market's shit. Passive income feels aggressive. His brain's set to appease the wild. He saves it for a coach ticket. Oh, can you leave a tip? He's already postponed his fifth vacation. Panic about the future renovations. Oh, she gets out, farmhouses in. Five coats of white over every light switch. You're feeling like you just can't get ahead. You're born, you're cursed, and every deck is stacked. Well, imagine returns below 10%. That's annual before interest, fees, and tax. Get what you can.
Yeah, I love this band because they're raw and witty, and they're not like anybody else, man. They just do something that is their own. And like I said, I didn't love it. Wasn't my favorite album when I first listened to it, but like literally every time I listen to this album, I love it more and more. And it was on a lot of people's list as album of the year. I don't think it's very even like close to being an album of the year, whether even in the punk category on itself, or let alone in the entirety of the punk periphery. But yeah, it's a good fucking album. Go listen to Maximum Khaki as well. That's a killer fucking album. I think Maximum Khaki is probably a little better than this one. But I still, like I said, I still do love this album. It's number 11 on our list of best, the top 25 punk albums of 2025. For number 10, we are going to Richmond, Virginia, for a band called Dead Format. They have a new album out called Forget What I Said, and they're kind of if I remember correctly, sometimes I get this mixed up, but if I remember correctly, they kind of got like punk rock Less Than Jake vibes. This album does not seem to be on Bandcamp, so you might have to go to Spotify to listen to it, or because I don't condone using Spotify, I would say just go to SoulSeek and download it for free. Then you don't have to listen to ads. Yeah, Dead Format out of Richmond, Virginia. The album is Forget What I Said, and I am going to play you the song Daybreak.
Straight jacket, red on their skin, pain feels just right. Words crawl across the page to let down and linger. Diffuse the hit out, look in your eyes, buried down to the core. Deep back, deep love affairs on warm nights and shivers. A million days couldn't keep me from you. No place to stay. It's only safe couldn't keep me from you. Still voices linger. Broken skin beneath the sheets, sweat pours over these nights. Inhale the evidence, it runs through my fingers. My sister full of blisters and borrowed lullabies. A hollow vacuum that you wore. A million days couldn't keep me from you. No place to stay. It's only safe couldn't keep me from you. Still voices linger. Couldn't keep me from you. You feel the space between the hole in my head. You feel the space between the hole in my head. You feel the space between the hole in my head. You feel the space. You feel the space between the hole in my head. You feel the space between the hole in my head. You feel the space between the hole in my head. You feel the space.
Yeah, maybe a little bit harder than Less Than Jake, but the guy's voice kind of reminds me. That's what reminded me of Less Than Jake. But yeah, great fucking album. This is another one that kind of grew on me over time. I was like, this album's pretty hard, but like, the voice is a little bit pop punky for my taste. But over time, like, I really came to love this album. Dead Format, Forget What I Said, number 10 on our list. Out of Richmond, Virginia. For number 9, we're going back to People of Punk Rock Records again. Like I can't laud these labels enough for being bringing us the best punk rock from across the world, because this band is from Berlin, Germany. They are called Utopia Now. They have a new album called Acquainted with the Night, and if you are a fan of Bad Religion, you will 100% like this album, because they have a shitload of they have really heavy Bad Religion vibes. And I'm going to play you the song Blooper Reel, and you will immediately sense the reminiscence to Bad Religion.
Feeding on obscurity, on status quo and blue. Anechoic miseries and selfishly true. Reveling in musings and
Yeah, as you can see, like basically like a German version of Bad Religion, right? But yeah, we didn't get a Bad Religion album this year, so this is like the next best thing, right? And this album is really good. There's like what 14 tracks, 16 tracks on this album. It's basically like two albums combined. And every track on here is great and sounds like Bad Religion. So yeah, really good. We're getting a lot of emulation bands. We had like H2O earlier. We're getting, from the UK. We're getting Bad Religion from Germany here. Engrave slightly sounded like Bad Religion. These guys sound exactly like Bad Religion. But yeah, Utopia Now, Acquainted with the Night, number 9 on our list of top 25 punk albums of 2025. For number 8, we are going to Australia for a band that I featured on the EP list that I just did. Hold on a second. I messed that up. They're the next band. I keep doing that. Number 8 is a band called Inspection 12. And I'm going to have to look up where they're from because I was not ready because I looked up the wrong band. Australian band is number 7. Inspection 12. This album is really good though. The album is called Are We There Yet? And they are also on People of Punk Rock Records. So like I said, People of Punk Rock Records, if you're just looking for new punk music, it's a great place to start. Inspection 12. Now it looks like they are from Jacksonville, Florida. Okay, Jacksonville's a weird place, man. I had one of the weirdest experiences in my life. I flew into Jacksonville. I live in Southern Ontario, and I flew from Buffalo. I was going to go to St. Augustine, Florida, to check it out. And I got this crazy plane ticket that only cost me $9.54 round trip. So with all the airport fees and everything, it cost me $52 Canadian to fly round trip to Jacksonville, Florida, and back. But anyways, I got stuck in the bus station overnight, and it was crazy. It was one of the crazy experiences. There was just like thieves. There was like one security guard, entrances on both sides. A thief would come in from one side and try to because we were there overnight. They were trying to wait for people to fall asleep so they could steal their luggage or their phones or something like that if they were charging their phones. And then the security guard, God bless his soul, he was trying his hardest. He would kick them out of one door, and then another team of thieves would come in the other door, and it was just nonstop. He had to call in backup. His backup came. Then this woman came wearing a bikini that was just barely covering her nipples and a G-string, and she was trying to set. She was a prostitute, and she was trying to set up tricks, and the guy's just yelling at her you can't do this in here, and we were all just laughing so hard, and it was just a comedy of semi-criminal acts. And this one security guard, well, eventually it was 2 security guards, but just trying their hardest to, I guess, keep us safe, or at least keep us from getting robbed. But oh man, and I was like, bro, Jed, this is such a Jacksonville experience. But anyways, Inspection 12, Are We There Yet? Very good skate punk album, of course, also on People of Punk Rock Records. And just let me just I didn't get a track up there, I was talking too much. We are going to play you this song, Are We There Yet? The title track of the album. Yeah, man. The harmonies are so fucking good on this album. I made a mistake actually. The first song was actually an introduction track, so I put two tracks together. The first one was Where Are We Going? That was like the introduction track, and that track was called Follow Me. Such a good song, man, and a killer album. Some great harmonies. Inspection 12. Are We There Yet? Maybe it's a concept album. I didn't really wasn't paying super like a whole lot of attention. I listen to these a lot when I'm working, so uh, I wasn't paying a super good attention to like the song titles and stuff like that. But maybe it's kind of like a concept album in that sense because Where Are We Going? Follow Me. Are We There Yet? Seems like it might be, but I don't know. Either way, a great album out of Jacksonville, Florida. Number 8 on our list of top 25 punk albums of 2025. For number 7, we're going to Australia to a band that I featured on the EP list. They had an EP called Moonshine Bootleg, or Bootlegs, and that song is fucking killer, dude. This is, of course, the band Nerdlinger from Sydney, Australia. Uh, Crazy good band. Definitely go listen to either the EP stream that I did the other day. I would recommend catching the VOD on YouTube at The Arbiter of Cool, which is my YouTube channel that I put up the streams at. Because sometimes the Twitch VODs get muted for copyright. They get flagged for copyright and get muted. I don't think I'm not sure if anything got muted on the punk EP stream though. But I generally have to go if it gets muted, I have to go ask I don't have I could lie, but like I generally do go ask the bands for permission, and if they say it's cool, then I just tell Twitch that and they unmute it. But like I don't want to push my luck, and because I don't think I've never had a band say no or even really give a fuck. But you never know because they don't always own the rights. Sometimes labels own the rights, or like somebody who buys the rights off the label owns the rights, and you never know what the fuck they're gonna do. So I just be honest and I say, if I get permission, I say so, and then they'll unmute it. But if I don't, because a lot of the band, I try to message the bands mostly on Instagram, and they don't like respond to messages 90% of the time. So I appreciate to the bands that do, I appreciate you. But yeah, never had anybody say no, so I don't think anybody really gives a fuck. But this is Nerdlinger. Their new album is called Growing Up Is Getting Old. They also have an EP out from last year as well called Moonshine/Bootlegs. Which is a crazy good song, crazy good. This album is also crazy fucking good, and I'm gonna play you the song "Smashing Kebabs."
Turn low, the radio. It's sounding dignified, but you already know. Better yet, a cigarette is looking pretty good in a red flannelette. So hold on to a better life, 'cause it won't be long. To set your sights on a loaded gun and blow those fuckers away. Or so they say. I smash kebab, bed at the tab. I try to walk him by, but I'm so easy to stab. I get my shit and dodge a hit. Boils on a Friday night, it's sniffing a tip. Let's go get your licenses, they legalize the crises. I don't know what your problem is, but fuck, I hate these cyclists. Never ending type of spending, and it all is excruciating. So pause and hold on to a better life, 'cause it won't be long. To set your sights on a loaded gun, blow those fuckers away. And maybe they'll resist the temptation when they get the shits. Just breathe in before you enlist. The daytime Emmys
kind of like a better version of Less Than Jake, if I might say so. Like, obviously, the dude sounds quite a bit like the dude from Less Than Jake, but they're better. They're not as pop punky. Yeah, such a good album, dude. Nerdlinger Growing Up is Getting Old. They also put out that EP, Moonshine / Bootlegs, which I highly, just even if you don't listen to that whole EP, just go check out that track because it's a fucking banger. Made it on both the lists. They are number 7 here in our list of top 25 punk albums of 2025. Such a good album out of Sydney, Australia. For number 6, we're keeping the international representation going with the band. This is the first time I've heard this band too, and they are fucking amazing. So they got a really long name. They're Qualia and Qualia and the 5 Ancestors of the Great Maryland Kingdom. That's the band's name. Their album is called Accidentally Funding the End of the World. And I think this might be a subtle jab at Spotify, because if you put your music up on Spotify, you're funding Palantir. Right? So Palantir is, bringing forth the apocalypse like no one else other than maybe Donald Trump. But he's doing it with the help of Palantir, right? So Accidentally Funding the End of the World, some really great technical skate punk out of Greece. So we've had bands from Japan, Australia, Spain, Canada, America, Greece, Germany. We're getting some good international representation on this list, which just goes to show you how amazing the genre of punk rock music really is. But yeah, Qualia and the 5 Ancestors of the Great Maryland Kingdom. Weird band name for a band from Greece, but who am I to judge? And I am going to play you, or let's see what they got there. Looks like they got the song Deficit as their single, so I guess we'll play you that.
I try so hard to control it, distracted to the extreme.
Yeah, that band is they're kind of weird, eh? They're a little bit weird. I don't know how to put my finger on it, but I kind of put them so high on the list because A, they're pretty original. They're way different than other like technical kind of skate punk bands, and B, um, they shred pretty hard. They shred pretty hard. Yeah, a really cool album. Like this is another album that I didn't like completely love. I mean, I liked it off of first listen, but I didn't like love it. But the more and more I listened to it, I was just like, man, this actually like rips. These guys were very good musicians. They rip pretty hard. But yeah, uh, Qualia and the Five Ancestors of the Great Maryland Kingdom, accidentally funding the end of the world at Athens, Greece, number 6 on our list of top 25 punk albums of 2025. For number 5, I have to admit that this is probably my favorite punk album of the year, which is like, well, how could it be your favorite punk album of the year if it's only at number 5, right? And it's just like, well, I mean, I would say I'm not even entirely sure. This album definitely has punk inclinations. It's definitely I wouldn't say it's inherently a punk album in the sense that you would come to expect. I would say it's actually probably more of a post-punk album. I think it has a lot more similarities with post-punk, but I just couldn't put it. I already did my post-punk lists. I did a top 30 post-punk albums of the year and like top 10 post-punk EPs of the year. But I just couldn't put it in the post-punk section because it's just so, at its heart, it's just inherently punk. Um, even on their Bandcamp, it says rooted in the punk aesthetic, Dead Pioneers is not afraid to tackle hard political and social issues, which is the case. So they have a very spoken word style, and you know, if you want to reflect upon your white guilt, this is the album to help you do it. I was listening to this at work, and like I work with some racist ass fucking people, and the guy was like, one of the guys said, "This album is giving me anxiety." I'm like, "Yeah, bro, that's you experiencing white guilt for the first time." He's like, "No, never. I'm not guilty for being white." I was like, are you sure about that, bro? I mean, what was the source of this anxiety you speak of? I don't know. But anyways, Dead Pioneers, post-American. They are an indigenous punk rock band from Denver, Colorado. The lead singer is Greg Deal, and he is from the Pyramid Lake Paiute tribe. And like I said, it's a little bit post-punk leaning with spoken word, but this album fucking rules. It is so fucking good. They really hate John Wayne. I mean, that is justified 100%, but they really hate. They talk so much shit about John Wayne. But this album is very, very political, and also very, very catchy and very, very good. I'm going to play you the song Working Class Warfare, and I might play 2 songs just because I love this album so much, and I don't normally do that at number 5, but I will start with Working Class Warfare, which is about halfway through the album.
We choose the right to be who we are. We know the difference between the reality of freedom and the illusion of freedom.
Disobey, no calling in sick today. Your greedy overlords, they will make you pay. You're worth this minimum wage, it doesn't matter your age. Profits over people, I'm in a fit of rage. The revolution is televised, nothing hidden nor disguised. The rich are getting richer, and we are not surprised. Say you earn a living, earn the right to live. care. Poverty for all, prosperity for some. They're having a ball, stripping us of dignity. Take away our homes, money dictates divinity. Our country takes life by the fakes. These are the perks, that's how capitalism works. Say you earn a living, earn the right to live. Dismantle social class, a pound of flesh we give. It's capitalism you see, and it doesn't work for me. Capitalism kills, don't you see? It collapses all around us, and wouldn't you agree? Freedom shouldn't have to have a fee. Just like you, I long to be free. Just like you, I long to be free.
Yo, such a good album. I'm gonna let it play into the title track, Post American here. It's only a couple minutes long, so yeah, this album is crazy good. Jello Biafra kind of reminds me of Jello Biafra stuff.
Celebrate white independence, great. All the white folks get a clean slate. Freedom sold as the newest elixir. American white, not an ethnic mixer. A country built on genocide. Wrestle with the facts and don't run and hide. Sets a tone for us countrywide. Blind nationalism, American pride. Fuck you in your little patriot circle. Fuck your capitalist infomercial. Your multi-level marketing at best. Imperialist cult, hand on your breast. Tax pay for war while we succumb. Just to make middle-class slums criminalize being broke. Yeah, we chalk it up to being woke. America is so star-spangled awesome. A nice place where the empire blossoms. Killing natives, built on slave labor too. When you bleed, you bleed red, white, and blue. Bougie politicians with open hands, giant toddlers with demands. Check your notes, what's the result? Your people are in a fascist cult. Fed hopes in the American dream, fed equality and star-spangled themes. We are a nation of death and the gun. We're all nearly post-American.
Yeah, man, such a cool album. You got like that Jello Biafra style spoken word, little bit of noise rock, little bit of post-punk, but like overall it's just like inherently punk at its heart, right? So you gotta put it with the other punk records. Dead Pioneers, Post-American. Please go check out this record because I feel like this is a very, very important record. Maybe one of the more important records out of from 2025. And Greg Deal is an amazing poet, man. Amazing poet. Love his spoken word shit. Such a good album. Number 5 on our, is it number 5? Yeah, number 5 on our list of top 25 punk albums of 2025. For number 4, we're going to another album that I absolutely fucking love. This is Ways Away from Los Angeles, California. The album is called I'm Not You. If you like this is another album, if you like hot water music, you are going to love. And yes, this is such a good album, dude. This is such a good album. I'm not sure if you're referring to Dead Pioneers or Ways Away, but this Ways Away album, it's just mind-blowingly good. And because I'm such a big Chuck Ragan fan, I'm going to play you guys the song Pace Car, which features Chuck Ragan on it.
Hit with the cold hard truth there. I got a few screws loose in my head. Slowly making my bed. Always stuck in it. And I don't wanna be anywhere else. I just keep telling myself I don't wanna go, I don't wanna go, I don't wanna go. I'm gonna pull for a beach
Yeah, I almost had this album at number one. Honestly, it probably should be at number one, but just like a couple of these albums I thought were really good, and I feel like this album was getting like some hype, so I figured like I'd feature like another album, a couple other albums up there, and then like and one of the albums is from one of my favorite bands of all time, so I had to put it above it. But yeah, Ways Away, I'm Not You, so fucking good. Hot Water Music vibes for sure. I mean, so featuring Chuck Reagan is just like an added fucking bonus. But damn, is that song good, bro? That song is so good. It's probably individually one of the best songs of the year. Um, yeah, such a great album. And I would say it's definitely in the top 25 albums of the year. I would think, or at least top 50 for sure. If it's not on your list of top 50, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. But anyways, number four on my list of top 25 punk albums of 2025. For number three, we're not even going anywhere. We're sticking in Los Angeles for another Los Angelian band, which is but they're on a Dutch label called White Russian Records, and this is the band Saint Plaster, and yeah, for sure. I mean, it's one of the best albums of the year, guaranteed. Like, I mean, Maruja. I'm not sure if you listen to post punk Soap So Dope, but Maruja's Pain to Power, and the new Eve is Rising, like those albums are really good, really good. I don't know if it beats them, but it's certainly in the top tier of albums from 2025, guaranteed. Because those other albums are they're insanely good, and this one is also insanely good, but it's just like I feel like you know the other bands are doing something crazy and new, as opposed to this band, which is kind of like doing something established that you already like, but just very, very good. I will just go, yeah. Let me get this next band going, and I'll type them in chat for you. Yeah, give me 1 second. So this Saint Plaster, on White Russian Records from the Netherlands, and let's see what they're featuring as the single on this. Where are they? They're featuring Moron, which is one of the. This is a 17 track album, by the way, which is another reason why I put it so high. Just because not only is it really good, there's just so many fucking tracks. It's basically like two albums in one. But yeah, this is the band Saint Plaster, and I'm going to play you the song Moron.
You're a moron, kinda like Moron, we were still young. The only difference now that you're still dumb, and I think it's time for something new. Look at TV, but I guarantee you will have the cliches. The only way to win is to not play. A references ancient adjectives, but you're doing whatever gets you to your promised land. It's been a lot to call and a middle finger to your fellow man. You're not spreading love, you're solid hate. I try religion, just so that I'm not that into fiction. On top of that, I don't like the restrictions, but it's no use to talk to you. Where to begin?
Yeah, man. This album, Saint Plaster 2, is as good as a melodic punk album can get, no doubt. Like this album is just so fucking solid, and it's 17 tracks. I mean, it's just such a high caliber for the entire they keep up like such a high caliber for the entire album, and that's why I put it above. Ended up putting it above Ways Away in the end, because man, is this album ever fucking good, dude. And I love me some hot water music style shit, but like this is more up my alley, this kind of style here. Number 3 on our list, Saint Plaster 2. I got to go back and listen to Saint Plaster 1 because I never even did that. Off the Dutch label White Russian Records. Killer fucking album, dude. Getting to number 2. Okay, so this is one of my favorite bands of all time. Probably, if not indisputably, the greatest punk band of all time. Propagandhi. Even Fat Mike says that, like, that releasing the proper Propagandhi record was the best thing that he ever did, right? At Peace, probably my least favorite. My least favorite. Like, I don't think I've ever made a best of list in a year where Propagandhi released an album that they were not at the top. I can confidently say that. And so this is a far removed, different kind of album from Propagandhi. It's much more mellow, and it's much more reflective. It's less hard hitting, except for a couple tracks. The opening track goes pretty fucking hard. At Peace is a political masterpiece, the title track. But like, my name's Josh Cornell. If you want to go to my personal YouTube page, I put up concerts mostly. I put up my own music, but I also put up, like, I try to do full sets when I can. Not always, but I try to do full sets from shows I go see, shows I work at. Sometimes I put clips of shows I work at because I can't do the full sets because I'm working, right? But I put up a full, because Propagandhi canceled all of their entire all of their American dates, right? Because of Donald Trump and ICE and all that shit, right? All the problems that are going on. So I put it and it has like 11,000. I can't remember how many views, but it has thousands of views. It's like by far my most viewed video of all time. They played a majority of songs off this album. So I was sitting on the balcony. I recorded the entire set of their At Peace tour. People are loving it. I appreciate that people are loving it and going to watch it. But if you want to go to my personal page and watch Propagandhi play these songs off of this album live, Josh Cornell, you can look up Josh Cornell and then scroll through. It should be probably near the top, I would imagine. I got lots of other good albums if you're into like hardcore music. I put up local shit. I go to Buffalo a lot and watch a lot of Buffalo hardcore, and I go to like shows in Toronto. So it's probably, yeah. And like I said, it's by far my least favorite Propagandhi album. But the more and more I do want to say, the more and more you listen to it for weeks and you still don't like it, eh? And I feel like the more and more I listen to it, the more and more I do appreciate it. But when I first listened to it, I was like, man, I was so disappointed because obviously when Propagandhi releases an album, your expectations are immediately so high. They're immediately so high that, like, it takes an almost perfect album. Oh, you got stuck on Case for weeks. Got right. Yeah, Supporting Case is so good, dude. Like, yeah, Supporting Case is one of their best albums of all time, I would say. Like, dude, they just kept, like, they've literally gotten better and better with every album their whole entire career. Like, except for I think maybe Potemkin City Limits is maybe the best album, but like, generally speaking, like musically and like, they at least got like a little bit harder and heavier for every album as they went up. And this album like did the opposite. It went in the opposite direction and it went slow. It was like slower and like I said more reflective. But like I said, I was like after hearing At Peace like and that just set the bar so high and it like you know what I mean. But I honestly think that like At Peace is probably not even the best song on the album. I think what's the first track? Guiding Something, right? Um, the first track is Guiding Lights. Yeah, I think like they released At Peace and Cat Guy as the first two singles, but I honestly think Guiding Lights is the best song on the album. Like that song goes fucking high. Like and it's weird that it opens with such a like hard track, like a heavy track, and like a very thrashy track, right? Because obviously Chris loves the thrash. He's like obsessed with he wears that same fucking shirt for every goddamn show, and it's so thin. It's basically see through at this point. And but yeah, then it gets like songs like you know Benito's earlier work and I think Stargazing, even Cat Guy, they're kind of slow and reflective, right? But lyrically, they're still like really good. Like, I mean, Chris is one of the best songwriters in the history of punk rock and certainly in the history. I honestly think that John K. Samson, the old bass player for Propagandhi, now that Gordon Lightfoot's dead and Leonard Cohen are dead. I think John K. Samson is the best songwriter in Canada, like the best living songwriter in Canada now. That Leonard Cohen and uh, uh, oh my God, Gordon Lightfoot are dead, but Chris is up there, and it's crazy that they're both from Winnipeg, right? So, but yeah, I mean, this album is still really fucking good, man. It's still really good. I mean, I originally like so I was like when I was going through albums I was listening to it and I just kept moving this album down and down and down and down and down and I was like and then I like listened to it at the end and I'm like I just like kind of like made the whole list and then I listened to this album and I was like where do I really think that this album lands, like is it better than Ways Away, is it better than the Ways Away album? And I think in a lot of ways that it is because um because the songwriting, but the songwriting is good on Ways Away too. But I think the difference is that like, despite taking this different direction, they still retain it's still a little bit thrashy, and but I honestly don't know how to describe it. It's still like it's still a great album, and it's like it's still I do want to say it's still one of the best punk albums of the year. I don't think it's like album of the year or anything even remotely close to that, but like yeah, I still think it's one of the best punk albums of the year, and the only reason there's even an album above this is because they're kind of like another band that I love, right? So like I'm gonna play Guiding Lights for you because I think everybody's heard At Peace by this point. I think Guiding Lights is not getting the love that it deserves because I think it should. I think it's probably the best song on the album, but At Peace is such an important song. Like it alone, like I think Guiding Lights and At Peace alone, like if they only released two tracks, I think I still would have probably put this album like up like pretty high on the list. I feel the same way about Agi. If you're familiar with the band Agi, I think Idle Opus 1 to 4 is the greatest album ever written in the history of albums, and the fact that every release that they do adds on to the narrative because it's basically like they wrote a book and then they made a musical project to accompany that story. Like they released one track and I made it. They only released one 5-minute track this year, Festival Grounds, and I put it as the best folk punk release. I put it over the New Eve's is Rising. New Eve is Rising, and that album is for sure in the top 5 best albums of the year without any question at all. Without any question, that album is crazy. If it's not on your top list, I don't even know what music you're listening to. Like it's just such a insanely good album. But yeah, I think this deserves to be up here. I know a lot of people might disagree. There was a lot of people at the show that I was at that were pissed that they played mostly songs from this album as opposed to like some of the classics. Like they I would say they played probably like 8 or 9 songs off this album at that show. Which is kind of crazy because that's not what bands normally do, right? They play their banger hits and then they play a couple songs off of the album, right? But yeah, I'm gonna play Guiding Lights, and you can decide where this album stands for you, but I definitely think it's a grower for sure. I think the more you listen to it, the more you appreciate it, and that's a testament to the quality of an album in a sense, right? But yeah, Guiding Lights, the first track off of At Peace.
Sounds of laughter, joyous songs. The guests are dancing, but something's off. Distant pounding, cascades of light. Cheers erupt into the night. Cathartic for the soul. Euphoric on these nights of blood. How can you say that you're appalled? Final cleansing. Ecstatic purge. Throw the children on the pyre. Cafes bustling. The streets alive. Embracing terror. The spinning fire. Guiding lights are here, foul and miserable, distant pounding, cascades of light. Cheers erupt into the night. Killing cathartic for the soul. Euphoric on these nights of blood.
Yeah, just that that being the opening track followed by At Peace is just, it's just such a powerful opening, man. And like, I mean, At Peace is maybe, I know I said Post American, the songs by Post America are some of the most important songs of 2025, but I think At Peace is certainly one of those songs as well, right? Like, um, it's just a reflection of the times, right? And it's such an important time for political music, and I think that's why um, this album. I think this album is so, like, is more. It's better than people chalk it up to be, um, because I mean, obviously, Propaganda is one of the, like, they're no question, they are the greatest political punk band of all time, with no disrespect to Jello, or but they're what Chris has to say. He has like such a powerful position because like people listen to what he has to say, and it he's giving he's speaking like for a lot of people as well, like his um, righteous indignation. uh, People filter their own righteous indignation through his lyrics, I think, and that's why I think to me, Propaganda is like one of the, my, I'd say like my favorite punk bands of all time are Propaganda, Satanic Surfers, maybe like H2O, and but certainly Propaganda, Satanic Surfers, even maybe like Reset, but that's like, I'd say like Reset's more particularly Canadian. Well, Propaganda obviously is as well, and like as a Canadian especially, uh, this band is just so important to me, and that's why I had to put them at number two. And number one, is another Canadian band as well, and they're from Ontario, which is where I'm from. Obviously, Propaganda is from Winnipeg, Ontario. At Peace, number two, second best album. Whether you agree or not, it's to be debated for sure. I think this is of all the albums on the list today, this is certainly the most debatable. Especially being so high on the list, because like bands like Ways Away put out really really fucking killer albums, and I would agree that this is probably, I don't know if I want to say the worst, but it's certainly my least favorite Propaganda album of all time. But still a really great album. Even like their worst album is worlds better than most people's best albums of all time, right? So there's something to that. That's like a testament to something, right? But anyways, number two on our list. For number one, I don't know which city this band is from, and I live in Ontario, and it just like everywhere I look, it just says they're a band from Ontario, so they must be from multiple cities, and you know, just travel to each other to play. But this is the band Curbside, A Lifetime to Outgrow. I've listened to this band before, but none of the albums really hit for me like this one did. And they are on Thousand Island Records. So in the Battle of Quebec between Thousand Island Records and People of Punk Rock, I guaranteed people on the between the two lists of the EPs and the full length albums. People of Punk Rock Records definitely had more band. Oh, this is a really big image. People of Punk Rock Records, from Quebec City, definitely had more albums on the two lists, but Thousand Island Records had the two highest ones on this list. So who wins the battle? And they got number one. So who wins the Battle of Quebec? I don't know. I feel like it always comes down. It's always something like that. One of them has more albums on the list, and then the other one has like either the top album or the highest albums. But the battle continues, and I'm sure hopefully it will continue for many more years. Because excuse me. Because they're such good record labels. Thousand Island Records, People of Punk Rock Records. Follow their band camps for releases, and they always have like great merch deals through sales as well, like 50% off and stuff like that. And the guys are really nice guys. Like I said, I've ordered from both, like mail ordered shit from both of them, and they always like hook up extra shit like stickers and CDs and compilations and stuff like that. But yeah, Curbside, A Lifetime to Outgrow. This album reminds me of Strung Out, and I would say of all the bands that have had the most top like number one spots on my list, the two bands that have been there more often than anyone are definitely Propagandhi and Strung Out. So in absence of there being a Strung Out record, like even that last, even what was it, Dead Rebellion, again, probably not the greatest Strung Out album of all time, but I think I still had it at number two, because I feel like the same way about Dead Rebellion as I did about At Peace. But this album is really, really, really good. And I'm gonna start off by playing the song "We Were the Thieves." It's just solid technical skate punk, and they've gotten faster and better than they're faster than better than ever before.
Although we never had enough, we did our best to make our way inside. We were too busy buying new ourselves to even get ahead. We used to tell our friends we were the thieves. We were so cool and alright. I never took the time to see everything I had in front of me. And I'll never be back to this town, to this home. Back to the place that we all gave up on. I'm standing at your front door, hoping to God you're still in there, sleeping on the floor. We had everything we could need, drifting through nights like we owned the streets. We had a record there to keep us safe, singing all the life we could escape. Thinking nothing would achieve. And I never thought we'd lose our way, chasing a light that we swore would stay. We'll never get back to this town, to this home. Back to the place that we all gave up on. I'm standing here all alone, thinking of that night we all gave up on you. Let's put our feet back on the roads we left. The skies and nights were out of breath. We're older now, but we still see through the scratched up lens. We were thieves until the end.
Yeah, this album is killer, and like as you can see, like they sound like quite a bit like Strung Out. I'm surprised I've never seen this band. Like, how do these guys live? Like, I mean, unless they're from like Kingston or something or Ottawa. I don't understand how this band has not played my town. I'm friends with the dude who books all the shows for basically the main venue for our town. So I'm gonna be like, bro, you gotta get this band. You gotta get this band to come here. I know, like the punk out, the punk. The thing is that my town does not support punk rock very well. Like you get like some older people out, but like this band is new, so like people don't know it, right? So like I feel it's hard for that. Like we had Belvedere come here and there was like fucking 30 40 people there and I was like, "Bro, Belvedere just put out the best fucking punk record of the year and 40 people showed up. Like you guys are fucking assholes, man." But you put on a hardcore show here and you're going to get 250 people easy. We are a very hardcore oriented town currently. I mean, obviously we're the home of Alexis on Fire too. So I'm from St. Catharines, Ontario, the home of Alexis on Fire. So you're gonna get people out for some music like that. But I don't understand why people here do not support punk and skate punk bands as much as like the hardcore and shit, the hardcore bands. Because like I said, Belvedere came here and like 40 people. That's just rude. It's just fucking rude, bro. Especially considering they just put out the best punk record of the year. It's just like, dude. But I mean, I don't think these guys are as big, so I'm gonna definitely push my buddy to bring these guys to my town because I was just like, dude, they just put out the fucking best punk record of the year and they're from Ontario. You got to get these guys here. We got Dave House coming, so I'm happy about that. I mean, I'll take what I can get at this point, but yeah, I'm gonna finish it off. I'm gonna play the title track off the album, "A Lifetime to Grow." Then I'll recap the stuff, and I'll be back with another one in the next day or two. Probably like maybe hardcore EPs or post-hardcore EPs. I already started working at the post-hardcore one, but I just wasn't in the mindset to do it, so I switched over to this one and did it. So maybe I'll go finish that, or I'll do hardcore, and because there was a ton of good hardcore EPs. I think I have like a list of over 100 hardcore EPs from this past year. So it's going to take me a little bit to get through, but there was some really high calibers, including one from my town by the band Mil-Spec. If you haven't heard Mil-Spec, definitely go check them out. But yeah, this is "A Lifetime to Grow," the title track off of Curbside's #1 punk album of the year, "A Lifetime to Outgrow."
And I know that bit and how far it glares over. I've been no help and my mind is somewhere else. And I got to find out who's old record, leaving me with the sounds that just fell. Right, I know 3 chords in my soul. Yeah, got my brother's neck tells me so. Spending nights sneaking to the shows. The nights would take a lifetime to outgrow. Lifetime to outgrow. I'm here, still in the same place that I've always been, but now I'm trying to play this for myself, 'cause I set out for long and I'm glad to stand on the shoulders to feel right. I know 3 chords in my soul. Yeah, got my brother's neck tells me so. Spending nights sneaking to the shows. The nights would take a lifetime to outgrow. I know it's hard to see the light when everything is falling apart. It still feels right. I know when everything is falling apart. It still feels right. I keep playing these 2 straight chords tonight. I keep trying, but I can't even get it right. I keep playing these 2 straight chords tonight. I keep trying, but I can't even get it right this time. I'm never alone, and I know it's hard to see how this feels right.
Yeah, I was just about to write like so I'm talking to Soaps of Dope here, the guy that was tuning into the stream, but yeah, he's asking me if I know Full Blast, and obviously, because like man, greatest bass player in punk rock history, right? And then he also plays in Wilhelm Scream, and I'm like, yeah, they just released a new album. So he's friends with those guys because he's from Massachusetts. So that's sick. I'm actually I'm a huge Defeater and oh my god, what's his new I'm like a huge Defeater fan. Oh no, you're good, bro. You're good. The list is finished. I'm just wrapping up. But yeah, I'm a huge Defeater and oh my god, what's his new band called? I can't even think of it now. Like that new band is so I have the CD over here. I could just go get it. But like yeah, I'm a huge like I love Defeater. I saw them for the first time at the Rich Hall benefit shows in New York City, and it was fucking amazing. So, but yeah, fuck, man. I love me some Massachusetts bands. I love me some Massachusetts bands. I think I think my on my ska list. I think the second band was from like a Brunt of It. Have you heard of them? A Brunt of It. I think they're from like Massachusetts and Rhode Island or something like that. Like there's guys from both, or they call it Roadachusetts or whatever. I don't know. You're probably more familiar with that term than I am. Yeah, I think they were like second on my. I had Jer's album first, and then A Brunt of It was my second favorite ska album from this past year. Great fucking band, dude. Um, oh yeah, that's sick. That's sick. Yeah, I'm gonna do a recap here. I do have to work in the morning, so it's getting pretty late here. But yeah, well, I'm gonna just recap the top 25 here. Number 25, Fast Loud, Rice Again, from Barcelona, Spain. Just solid skate punk. I actually thought they were from Japan based on the album name and the style, but apparently they're from Spain. Number 24, Dutch Nuggets, Fishbowl. Quebec skate punk. Can't go wrong with it. Number 23, Union Jack, Acid Serenades. Really cool band with dual singers. Kind of garagey, with like some very subdued but really awesome leads. Like subdued on the mix, I mean. From Paris, France. Number 22, Scott Sellers. One one and three and that's the album's title, from Fontana, California. Scott Sellers, I'm pretty sure he does everything himself, but I'm not entirely positive on that. But love me some Scott Sellers. Almost always makes it on my list every time he puts out an album. Number 21, kind of the only more garagey, and not really garagey, but like kind of like, I guess you'd call this like more pure punk rock because it's just kind of like silly. It's just like silly and fun and silly. But number 21, Strawberry Fuzz, Miller's Garage. They also put out another album, Something Drive, and now I can't think of what it is. But they released two albums 13 days apart, and I missed the second one because I wasn't paying attention. I stopped paying attention after listening to the first one. But yeah, awesome band from Los Angeles, California. Number 20, this is another good record. Like if you like Ways Away, I would say definitely check out this album as well. Elways, Nobody's Going to Heaven, from Fort Collins, Colorado. I'm not sure if Elway is a Christian band or not. I don't think they're a Christian band, but they also make my lists pretty consistently, and that album is a very good melodic punk album. Number 19, Second Self, The Current Descent from Nashville, Tennessee. Very prominent The Almighty Trigger Happy vibe. So if you're a fan of The Almighty Trigger Happy, which is probably the greatest punk band in the history of Toronto, Ontario, definitely check out Second Self. They got that kind of whiny vocals that Al has. Number 18, Engrave, Japanese punk band, very similar to Bad. Like they got, well, not as similar as the other band, but like they definitely have Bad Religion vibes. They're from Aizu Wakamatsu, Japan, and that's their first album in 19 years. Their last album, I believe, I thought their last album was like 2002, which would make it 23 years, but they must have released one album after that I'm not super familiar with. Number 17, Pride Bowls, Convergence. That's Aaron Goulding from Newport Beach, California, playing with a band of Swedes from Varberg, Sweden. The entire band is from Sweden, Aaron's from Newport, California. They got like a little bit of Satanic Surfer vibes going on. You can definitely tell they're Swedish punk though. The Carolyn, Pyramid Scheme of Grief, Atlanta, Georgia. Uh, for a kind of like indie alt leaning punk album, it's very, very short. The songs are very short, but that album is very, very solid. Every song, every second of that album is amazing. Um, Number 15, Murder Maids, Gloom, Hot Water Music Vibes from Trondheim, Norway. Number 14, Kicked in the Teeth, Watling Street Chambers from Cheshire, UK. Basically, they're the equivalent of H2O via the UK. New York hardcore, Cheshire, UK style. Number 13, Horror Section Part 3, Return to Rot from St. Louis, Missouri. Definitely the most pop punk album on my list, but they call themselves pop horror punk, even though I don't sense the horror in it basically at all. Number 12, Drop It First, Fundamentals, another Quebec skate punk band. This time from Quebec City. We got representation from Montreal, representation from Quebec City, but the Quebec City is on the Montreal label and the Montreal band's on the Quebec City labels. Who'da thunk, right? Number 11, The Broke Downs, Let's Tip the Landlord. Really loved Maximum Khaki, and this, like I said, this album I didn't love at first, but it's definitely one of those albums that grows on you over time. Number 10, Dead Format, Forget What I Said. Kind of like a little bit heavy. The singer has like a similar, kind of sounds like Less Than Jake, but musically they're definitely more raw and a little bit heavier. Number 9, Utopia Now, Acquainted with the Night from Berlin, Germany. Pretty much the German equivalent of Bad Religion. This band sounds exactly like Bad Religion. Number 8, Inspection 12, Are We There Yet? From Jacksonville, Florida. Really good harmonies. Number 7, Nerdlingers, Growing Up is Getting Old from Sydney, Australia. Another band that sounds a lot like Less Than Jake. At least it's like old Less Than Jake, and they're a little but a little bit harder. They're not as pop punky. Number 6, Qualia and the Five Ancestors of the Great Maryland Kingdom, Accidentally Funding the End of the World from Athens, Greece. Not my favorite album inherently, but musically it's very good. It's very, the music is excellent. I probably should have put that like a little bit lower on the list. I don't know. Number 5, Dead Pioneers, Post American, kind of post punk, a little bit of noise rock, but at its heart, pure punk rock, spoken word, indigenous, angry indigenous stuff. Reminds me a lot of like a Jello Biafra project off of Alternative Records. If they're not on Alternative Records, they should be. Number 4, Ways Away, I'm Not You. Probably one of people's favorite, easily and justifiably people's favorite punk albums of the year, from Los Angeles, California, featuring Chuck Reagan on the track Pace Car, which I played, which is just such a fucking good track, bro. Probably one of the best punk tracks of the year for sure. Number 3, Saint Plaster 2, from Los Angeles, California as well. Just 17 tracks of like absolutely perfect melodic punk. Number 2, of course, Propagandi's At Peace. I think that this is an album that people are torn over. They want to love it, but they don't love it as much as they expect to. But at the same time, I think it's an album that isn't appreciated as much as it should be. And of course, number 1, what we just listened to, Curbside, A Lifetime to Outgrow from Ontario, Canada. Very strung out leaning stuff there. Yeah. Thank you to Soaps to Dope and the other people from Reddit r/skatepunk and Reddit r/punk rock, where I posted the links, for coming in to check out the stream. Yeah, thank you so much, man. Yeah, shoot me a follow on here, or like I said, the VODs The VODs on Twitch are kind of trash because like they get muted for copyright. So you can find me on YouTube at The Arbiter of Cool. I'll write it in the chat, and you can also follow me on Instagram. And I just put the lists up there. So if you miss the stream or if you don't want to watch the stream, you can just go check out the list and find the bands for yourself. But yeah, I try to feature bands from all over the world, from a variety of different, you know, subgenres within the genre that I'm featuring. Especially in styles of music where there's lots of crossover. I'd say punk isn't one of those, but some of the other ones like post-punk and noise and post-hardcore have a lot of different kind of crossover styles. So I try to feature like bands from all of that. Yeah, I'll probably do hardcore next just because it's like a little bit, the albums are short and it's going to be easier for me to go through the stuff. And I'll try to do that stream tomorrow if I can. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get it done in time, but especially because this ran so late and I'm not going to be able to really I'm going to basically have to go to bed and work tomorrow. But yeah, thank you for coming out. And I will catch you on the next one. I'm just going to write in my YouTube. That's my YouTube and Instagram name there, The Arbiter of Cool. So you can follow me on there if you do miss the streams on Twitch, because like I said, it's really hard for me to get the stuff unmuted. Twitch doesn't mute it during the stream itself, but on the VODs they do. But yeah, thank you for tuning in again. Have a good night, Soaps Dope. Definitely tell the AWS guys that I say hi, and I'm looking forward to listening to the new album. All right, man, take it easy, and have a good one, guys. I'll see you on the next one.